Hi, everybody. This is Lowell, and we're talking about how to start a music school. And one of the very first things that I did is to decide or understand what the value is of what you have to offer. Everybody has what they want to give as a gift to somebody else, and it's kind of funny sometimes. If you ever try to give a gift that you would give to yourself to somebody else on Christmas, and they open it up and they're lackluster about how they do they really like it or not. It wasn't something they wanted; it was something that you wanted. So when you're thinking about what is my value, what is it that I can offer and give to somebody else, it's not necessarily what you would want to give. There are a lot of different directions that I could go in terms of as a musician that I would wish that people would want, but that's not really the case. The case is they want what they want, and they see value in how they see value, and so your mindset should be, what do I have that they would literally pay money to meet their need? And so I made a list of maybe 18 or 20 things. And so this is a, uh, a pre-video to the videos that I made earlier that when I first started out. And so this will be at the beginning of each one of those, this video here. And so this is just a prelude to those videos. And this you'll have to create your own. You'll find that you have a clientele, you have people in your community that will want certain aspects of what you have to offer. And so the main thing is to get into the mindset of what is it that other people are wanting. It's empathy. You're empathetically getting into the mindset of the consumer, of the customer, to say, what is it that they want? And then as you do that, then what you have to offer will actually come up. It'll rise to the top, but it's all initiated by the mindset of what is it that the other, you're the people that you're serving, what is it that they want? Hi, everybody. This is Lowell with another thought about the benefits of studying music, and that is the subject of frequency. Uh, Whether we realize it or not, when we are involved in music making, we're actually playing with the very foundation of universal structure. Uh, the subject of frequency extends way beyond the subject of music. Music, of course, is vibrating airwaves that are hitting our eardrums, and we perceive that as vibration, and our brain interprets that as one form of communication. But we have frequency that is light frequency that affects our eyes. We have uh, vibration that we can feel in our bodies, but we can't hear. And so, sound for humans is heard from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and the word hertz just basically means how many vibrations per second something is vibrating. And so, if you see an orchestra tuning at 440 hertz, then that means that the oboe is giving the note A, what we call the note A at 440, and that the reeds of that oboe are vibrating at 440 times per second. Any other physical element that is vibrating at 440 times per second will sound like the note A. And so that's what in classical music, what we've determined is our tuning note. But the interesting thing about frequency is that you're dealing with what I've come in as a musician to know as the overtone series. And the overtone series is not only unique to music, but it also can be seen in other types of frequency spectrums. I was really surprised when I watched an electrician hook up a transformer, and he was talking about connecting to certain nodes as an electrician off of that transformer. And at that point, I realized that this is not just for sound and music, but it's also for other types of frequency, whether it be electromagnetic or whether it be light, or probably magnetism, all sorts of different energy forms. Everything is frequency. I remember, I'm not a scientist, but I've read quite a bit about the subject of frequency, and with modern science, more, in my understanding, the most forefront science, there's a thing called string theory, and string theory says essentially that the whole universe is just vibrating strands of energy. Even things that we think are solid, um, it they're really not solid. They're vibrating strands of energy, and the it's fascinating to me, as somebody who studies the Bible, that the first chapter of Genesis is that it says that God spoke and there was light. He said, "Light be." And is it any wonder that everything that we know in the universe is based upon the impulse of a vibration uh, that God spoke, and we as musicians also speak, and we bring forth vibration, and so we communicate through frequency, and we are communicated to by frequency. So it's an interesting subject. If you want to learn more, I have a lot of thoughts about the subject, and I'm going to post a link to an article that I wrote about the benefits of frequency in new ways that we can approach the subject in music. And so I'll post that on this video. But I just want to encourage you as participants in music making that there's much more going on than what you might think when you're participating in music.